Welcome back to 52 Weeks of Gaming. We're here, you're there, that means video time. Let's take it away. Okay, so this week is a game called Creature in the Well, and as always I know nothing about it except that this one's an indie game, and that's pretty much it. I'm sure it involves creatures in wells and some combination there of the two. Let's wait and find out. Creature in the Well is a game developed and published by a company called Flight School Studio. It is described as a top-down pinball-inspired hack-and-slash dungeon crawler, so that is a mouthful. And it uses all of those sorts of elements where you're hitting energy balls onto panels that go and bounce back. QED, the pinball inspiring, but it is hack and slash because you do have a sword or a pole or some sort of weapon in the game to go and use to go and hit those energy balls around and defeat the enemy that is in the game, the creature itself. The object of the game is to go and turn on this mountain that was turned off, as you are the last bot C unit, and you have to go and basically solve this mystery as to why this machine is shut down. It is a newer game out on the Xbox, Windows, and the Nintendo Switch. Came out in the beginning of September, and I'm going to let Nick talk a bit more about it because I know that he likes the dungeon crawling, hack and slashing, newly pinball inspired sorts of games, which this would be the only one in that sense, but I'm going to let him talk about it more. So take it away, Nick. Okay, so this week was Creature in the Well, which is a fantastic game by everything that I love, because it's a dungeon crawler with some different items that you can go and collect and still be a bit of a puzzle game, and kind of put these different parts of genres together into a very interesting and a lot of fun game. One thing that I was seeing online while I was trying to go and find all the items in the game was that people were considering like a Dark Souls game, and I can kind of see that because you have your dungeons, you have a certain level of health, you basically have a dodge, or the roll version in this game, that you can go and use. But the whole idea of you have these different dungeons that you have to go through, beat the boss with the mechanics that would basically be prevalent in that dungeon, and then eventually you can get more powerful and kind of build up these weapons that you have to overcome the creature that is in the well, the title of the game. And it has this super cool story that is all about basically a futuristic world, and you have this town called Mirage that is covered in sand, and there's supposed to be this machine that was supposed to go and take care of it, and it's this like dystopian future sort of thing, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, there were points where I was super frustrated because I would just keep dying, and that's part of where people were saying it's kind of like Dark Souls in that sense. But it was something that I really enjoyed. I had fun going and making sure to find every item and using the different skills, and kind of you learn and grow as the game goes on, and so you kind of remember those techniques that you used. Okay, I got to use this move in this room and that sort of thing, and I think that's great. I loved that idea of it. I love the whole overall concept of the game, and I think it was a lot of fun. I think there is a good story there. I think the art style is great. I think the music goes really well with it. I think it fits every box as far as what I would consider a fun game. Yeah, again, sure, it was frustrating at points, and like halfway through I'm just like, this is so annoying, because there's a kind of, it's not a gradual increase for a level growth. It's more of just like you have the first few levels, and then it's just kind of like a jump up to the next level, and you gotta be more precise in your skills, and then the movements of hitting the balls to activate the panels inside each room, so you can kind of clear the puzzles appropriately. And it does take a lot of skill to go and do it, and so this is something that I could see people speedrunning, and because I love speedrunning, I could see someone doing it, and I could see this being pretty interesting to watch and to learn, and to see if there's something else to it. But no, I think it's a great game. I absolutely loved it, and I think a lot of people would love it as well. So, as always, I'm pretty sure you kind of said it already, but who specifically do you think would want to go and play this game? As I said, I think a lot of people would love this game. I think people like dungeon crawlers. I think people like kind of like those puzzle sort of games because each room you have to basically hit these little energy balls into panels, and then they can kind of give you energy that you have to use to pay to open doors for some, or depending on timers, you get to unlock secret rooms where you would have different weapons or basically upgrades, or capes or things to upgrade your core so you could do more power and more energy. And so it's kind of a bit of a skill thing. And so people that like Dark Souls, not necessarily for how I want to say that this is as tough as the Souls series is, but it's definitely something that I think all those people would really go and enjoy. Do you think you're going to want to keep playing this game in the future at all, or is it something that's kind of done for you? Can't say I would go and play it again, simply because I've already perfected the game, so it's not something that I would really go back to just because of that case. And as fun as the story is, it's not one that I don't really replay a bunch of those games. Maybe in a few years I'd be like, oh yeah, I should go back and play that game. But as fun of a game it is, it's not something for me personally that I want to like keep playing over and over and over again. But I do think the fact that I perfected it and put the time in for that shows how much I enjoy the game, because it is a bit of a hassle to pay attention to it and go through every room and complete some of the tasks. So it's not overly difficult, but it is a lot of fun, and that's what I was looking for.